Blog Talk Radio.
And our next guest is Ken McGevey, and Ken is the founder of the franchise, the Miami Rice Pudding Company. And the goal of Miami Rice Pudding is to help franchisees bring the healthy joy of flavored rice pudding to the world with a variety of 35 great flavors. Ken, welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Ken.
Having me. Ken, joining us is my co-host, Don Johnson, who I think you may know is the president of Diamond Financial Services.
Absolutely. We were talking about maybe getting him on our team with the name Don Johnson.
There you go.
Yeah, I was thinking you should pay me some type of royalty, or at least
exactly.
I talk to people nationwide. I'm always getting kidded about my name and linking it to Miami Vice. So with you being the Miami Rice Pudding Company, that's going to be the first questions I'm going to ask you.
Well, the first time we spoke, I thought you were joking me. I thought you were,
So did I, Ken. I didn't believe him either. I don't think anyone does.
Yeah, but thanks for coming on the show, Ken. And, yeah, we've talked recently in reference to us hopefully having a nice relationship with financing some of your franchisees. So
absolutely
involved with that shortly. So, yeah, we're excited about having you on today and finding out all about Miami Rice. So,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Ken, I wanted to thank you for coming on the show today. Congratulate you on the success of the Miami Rice Pudding Company. Entrepreneur Magazine wrote a great article about you guys. I think it was in the January 7th edition. It was called Offbeat Franchises, which I thought was a wonderful article. Can you tell the listeners what you were doing before starting the Miami Rice?
Well, I still am. I'm still a police officer.
Okay,
and that's
great.
how we got the name Miami Rice from Miami Vice and my being a police officer.
Right.
And I'm getting ready to retire. So about 2 years ago, my wife and I came up with this concept.
Right, that's something. Don and I were saying earlier, Ken, I think some police officers must make great entrepreneurs. Several weeks ago, we had a franchise concept on the show. It's called Pop-A-Lock, and that concept was also created by two law enforcement officers. So the policemen must make great entrepreneurs, huh?
It gives us something to do on our days off.
Absolutely. Can you describe the history of Miami Rice, where you've kind of been with the company, Ken, and where you guys are at, like, right now?
Yeah, well, we started it about 2 years ago. My wife and I she made some great rice pudding, and we were discussing on what I'm going to do when I retire because, it comes up pretty quick. So we were sitting there, and I'm like, I really like this. And we sat there, and we started fusing some flavors together.
Right.
And it really started to taste really good. So what we did was we made some flavors, and we invited some friends over, and we said, gee, we want you to try this, And they were real excited about it, and they're like, wow, where can we get this at? And we basically told them, well, you can't, but...
Right.
And then what we did was, they were interested, and they came in part of the team. And what we did then was trademarked our name and registered our name. That takes, of course, a long time.
Sure.
We opened up our first store in the Livingston Mall in May. We had the article out. Entrepreneur found us within months, did a great article, like you said, and then... we hired a franchise company developer to come out and do our UFOC.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
How would you describe the Miami Rice Pudding Company franchise system, Ken?
Well,
talk a little bit about the history, how it started. How would you describe the franchise in general?
The franchise itself is basically a simple operation. Our product comes 90% prepared for you. Okay, and then all you have to do is follow our instructions on what to do, and it's a simple, unique concept to operate, and you're delivering a delicious, healthy treat, to the people.
Right, absolutely.
I can't believe how many flavors you have.
Yeah, we're up to 35. We have an R&D lab. Once we came up with flavors we liked, we actually then sent it to an R&D lab because you can't use regular types of fruit or ice cream toppings to mix in with rice pudding. It's just too sweet. So we actually had to design our fruit for us, and of course our pudding is our recipe, and it works out really good. We got nothing but compliments on it.
That's fantastic. As far as the toppings go, too, Ken, there's a variety of toppings that I guess you'd normally like even put on ice cream, right?
Exactly. We have. It's funny because we find the moms when they come to get the haircuts during the weekends for the children.
Right.
They get plain rice pudding with Cheerios on it. That's a big thing. We sell a lot of that. And then it's funny on the weekends when the kids are there, you could tell we a lot of gummy bears,
right.
A lot of sprinkles and that type of toppings. But they all go good.
Yeah, it'd be fun with the kids. I see it has a lot of nutritional value also, Ken.
Yes, it does. It's 2/3 less fat than ice cream, half the calories. It's gluten-free. We have no trans fats in our product.
Fantastic.
Kosher. So we think we have a very good, healthy product for people instead of the basic.
How big is your industry, Ken?
Well, believe it or not, rice pudding is in every ethnic group throughout the world.
Mm-hmm.
We did a lot of research on that, and as far as we know, we are the only rice pudding franchise out there right now.
I think you are, yeah.
Yeah. There are some people, there are, I believe, one or two other companies that actually, the stores that actually have something similar to ours, but they don't have as many flavors, and they're not franchised. But we did some heavy research, and we found that, being in every ethnic group should help us.
Oh, absolutely.
Who would you consider your main competitors then?
Basically, our ice cream.
Yeah.
Okay. Ice cream's our competitor. That's who we compete against.
That's something. What's been the most interesting thing that's happened to you, Ken, since starting the Miami Rice Pudding Company?
You know what we found? The warm reception we get from our suppliers, the malls. We've had headhunters from malls come from all over the country, which to me was amazing. Different medias like an Entrepreneur Magazine. We had a lot of local papers come do stories on us. We were just in a startup journal, just did an article on us. So we were just taken back by how many people welcomed us so quickly,
Right, absolutely. You guys are getting a lot of great PR.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Fantastic. What types of characteristics do you think make a successful Miami Rice Pudding Company franchisee, Ken? Like, what kind of person are you looking for?
Well, we like people that are very friendly because, you have to remember, you're taking something that's hasn't been really out there since Grandma made it, and so we need someone out there that's willing to talk to the public, very friendly, samples, lots of samples.
Right.
And, when people try our product, they really like it. We have 99% at least come back and purchase it.
That's incredible.
But, you have to work the floor. You have to be out there, and it's a fun environment. We have our mascot that's a piece of rice dressed up, looks pretty good.
The mascot is great, by the way. Who came up with that concept, Ken? I thought that was very creative.
My wife.
Yeah, your wife it sounds like almost like a background in marketing. She's very creative, with the whole name concept and the mascot.
She basically came up with the name concept and, the mascot and design. And like I said, it's good. The kids love it. The malls love it. The malls love it because we have someone out there, and we're always out willing to, we always give out samples, and they liked it.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, I would imagine malls would be like a perfect fit for you with so many kids always in the malls, and, it's a fun atmosphere. It seems like it's a really nice match. Do you require the franchisee to have to wear the mascot outfit every day?
No. If you have it on the weekend or something, we like that, because it does draw a crowd. So if, franchisee has one of the people working for him wants to wear the mascot for the weekend, they're more than welcome to do it. And each franchisee gets a mascot, comes with it.
That's great.
So you're really looking for a people person, someone with a background with, you look for someone who's owned the business before, has had a sales background, or just,
basically someone that's really good with the public. You have to be willing to go out there and sell your product. You have to talk to you have to explain to the public, what your product is, the nutritional value, how much healthier it is for you. So we need someone out there that's willing to deal with the public all the time with a happy face. We think we have we know we have a product that's healthier for you. So, we want you to go out there and explain it to the public why it is and how it is.
Right.
Big selling point, and plus being part of a franchise system, they're going to have all the marketing pieces and should
absolutely
be much easier. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's something. Is that included in the training, Ken? Like, what's the training like for new franchisees? I suspect that your franchisees, they probably know more about rice pudding than anybody in the world.
Yeah. Well, what will happen is that they'll come to the main branch, and they'll go through a week of training with us, and a lot of it has to do with dealing with the public, how to explain our product, what our concept is, or like I said, our nutritional value. And then how to operate the point of sales. And basically it's just a week-long training on how to deal with and how our product is run and operated, how our system's operated.
That's great.
What is a typical day like as a franchisee of Miami Rice Pudding? Tell us a little bit about that, please, Ken.
Well, a typical day is, like I said, running a Miami Rice franchise is very streamlined. It's a simple... it's not really something where you have to get up and worry about cooking every morning. Everything's done for you. Minimal handling of the product, which is good. But basically what we spell out for you is, the point of sales, the cleanliness, the, like I said, dealing with the public and sample. We are very, very big on giving out samples.
Right.
Because that's how, people know ice cream. Let's face it, there's lots of ice cream places. Everyone knows about ice cream. Last time someone, had rice pudding was when, like I said, when Grandma made it or Mom made it over the holidays.
Exactly.
And now when you put our flavors into it, though, it's a completely different ball game. It's so unique, and people are like, wow, this is really, really good.
That's something.
Okay, yeah.
What advice, Ken, would you give to aspiring entrepreneurs looking to buy a franchise? I mean, a lot of our listeners to this show, they're in the market to buy a franchise. What would you suggest to them?
There are lots of franchises out there, and do your homework, and don't always go for the big name.
Sure.
We're a unique concept that we feel is going to hit the public really big and come out really hard, and we've had. To go out there, but do your research. Come to the training sessions. Go to the franchise shows.
Right.
See what's out there. And like I said, don't always think mainstream.
Absolutely.
Think sometimes out of the box. And
sure.
Out of the box sometimes pays off.
Exactly. We were talking about that last week with McDonald's, Don, weren't we?
Right.
It's something. So, Ken, can you stick around for another segment?
Yeah, absolutely.